So what's going on, everybody? This video is going to be a reaction video to Tony Rodio. Rodizio is what you get at the Brazilian steakhouse. Tony Rodio is what you get when you put a CEO in charge of Caesar's Palace. This is a response video to what he did yesterday. Got brought to my attention at a live stream, and if you can't find the live stream, that's because it's a time-sensitive thing. I do them. We sit down, we answer every single comment in the entire live stream, and then I put them to private because my channel isn't a live stream channel. I like to do the live streams, but I don't like them. I don't ever like the quality. Anyways, I'll do more of them. Somebody in my live stream said, hey, Tony Rodio did a statement. And I'm thinking, cool, statement. I look it up this morning. It's 3 minutes and 57 seconds long. So we're going to do me watching the video with you. It's a reaction video. Never done one before. Let me know if you like it. Like, share, subscribe the video. I'm going to give you my real thoughts on it. Uncensored, unfettered. We don't curse on the channel, so this is safe for work. But it's opinion, so you let me know what you think. Here's the response video to Caesars Entertainment CEO Tony Rodio. Before we start, I'm going to go to the website with you, to the YouTube page. We'll watch it together, and I'll tell you some things that strike me as interesting. So, action. All right, so here we are on the page right now. Now you can see it's Caesars Entertainment. They have a grand total of 2,008 subscribers. I mean, big companies, they don't really, well, sometimes they get a lot of subscribers. I mean, Sony, Nintendo, these are video game companies, so it's not fair to talk about that. So Caesars Entertainment CEO Tony Rodio shares a message with guests on March 24th, 2020 during the temporary closure of North American properties. And what do we have here? So we have show more. I'm going to go to show more. And let's connect, okay? Comments are turned off. Of course they're turned off. Can you imagine what people would be saying? They would be saying what everybody says in my comments already. But I don't know what the message is. So what message is he sharing with us? Because look, Caesars Entertainment sells. Slot machines, how they work. Pelosi. This is my tailored ones, of course. You know, hey, look, it's Jacob down there. So this is all the stuff they don't want people to talk about, I guess. So let's go look at Tony's message of hope and peace and see what he's going to talk about. And I'll pause it as we go. It's 4 minutes long. Bear with me.
Hello, I'm Tony Rodio, CEO of Caesars Entertainment.
First thing that strikes me is that, sorry to pause it so quickly, if you want to come off as professional, and this is just me nitpicking with my overly analytical mind, you might want to get a better webcam. I mean, I'm using a terrible webcam, but most of the time I'm using like a nice, even a $400, I think you can get these for $275 right now, a GoPro. With a decent camera setup. That's a decent camera setup. This is a decent camera. And he's in a house, nondescript. Maybe it's a rented house. No, you know what? Actually, I'm going to say that's not a house. That's one of their properties. That's one of their empty rooms right now. That looks awfully like what you would see if you step into a high roller suite in Las Vegas. If you want to see something similar to that, I did that one at the Delano, and I'll try to remember really hard to put a card up here. I'm not very good at that part. Let's listen to his message of hope. Of hope, people.
Thank you for joining me on this video today. I want to update you on how Caesars is managing the impact of the coronavirus outbreak and the changes we're making to the Caesars Rewards program to support all of our guests.
It's about Caesars Rewards, everybody. Don't worry. It's not like there's a horrible thing going around the world that's tearing everything apart, and we don't have to worry about people getting sick. We have to worry about their Caesars Rewards. Okay, maybe he talks about the health-related stuff later and the cleanliness. I don't know. Let's continue on.
During this unprecedented situation, I heard an interesting fact the other day that I think puts it into proper business perspective. Caesars Palace in Las Vegas opened its doors in August of 1966 and has operated continuously, nonstop, never closing, till last Tuesday. Again, I think it puts it in perspective.
And along the way, you started charging us resort fees. You started charging us drink venue fees. I would be one of the first people that would have predicted that if this didn't happen, you would eventually need to swipe your room key card and pay a $2 or $3 fee to go to the ice machine. You started putting placards in the rooms that said that if you put anything in this mini fridge that's not ours, just to keep it cold, we're going to charge you $75 for storing it. You've operated for a long time. Granted, there's a lot of things in the history of Caesar's Palace, which we'll go over on the channel. It's not like you guys had a rosy-posy, same singular ownership the entire time. There was a lot of money involved in there from unscrupulous people, and now you guys have become the new mafia, just taking it from us. And the skim has become the resort fee. But I'm sorry, I'm overly critical because I want these guys to be real and talk on a level that matters to us, and I don't know if this matters to us from a business sense.
You may already know that all of our domestic properties have been closed by orders of either government or tribal authorities. We support these necessary decisions to help stop the spread of COVID-19.
You support the necessary decisions because in the state of Nevada, they pulled the plug on all of the gaming. They literally turned it off at the state level. You guys were the last ones to close. And some people in the comments will point out, and please give your feedback of this video. Some people will point out that it doesn't really matter. They stayed open. It's a business decision and that you have the freedom to go into those properties, and you totally do. But dramatic, desperate times cause for dramatic, desperate measures. And when the Wynn and then the MGM and then the Las Vegas Sands Corporation all said in that order they were going to close everything, and you kept your buffets open to the second to last day, I believe it was, that's not like you were doing something because you thought it was the right thing to do. You were more or less doing things because it was the forcible thing to do by state and tribal governments.
To prepare a large company like ours for a return to normal operations, we still have some team members working. In almost all instances,
I told you guys several days ago that there's team members working. I have somebody that was nice enough to drop me a line through one of my channels out there, and they said, this is still going. They're still working. I mean, this isn't something that's news now. It was news a few days ago. You might have told these people this a few days ago.
These people are working from home to protect their health and the health of those close to them. I personally am recording this video from my home in Las Vegas and will continue to work from home as much as possible. We're also supporting our employees who will be temporarily furloughed or laid off because of the closures. We're extending their benefits through June 30th and providing 2 weeks of pay combined with accumulated paid time off as a bridge to reopening.
That's very nice. I have to give them credit for that, extending their payout to June 30th. But this tells me that the casinos don't expect that it's going to be necessarily open for business. This tells me that the casinos think that it's going to be open for business with incredible layoffs. And I said this in a video yesterday during that live stream. I said that the people in Vegas reopening is predicated on people having money to travel with. But if the rest of the country is playing catch up on mortgages, bills, everything has been turned, basically all the suspensions have been turned off, so you can't pay your cell phone bill. Then you have 3 months of a cell phone bill. It sounds to me like these guys are preparing for the worst, which is that they open up, but they don't have a lot of business, so people are still laid off. So we're going to pay you through June 30th. Maybe that's when they think everything's going to come back to business, like full time. I don't know. So that's a good thing. But at the same time, you're extending out benefits for 2 weeks. You're doing all these things. What do you think is really going to happen for the future? Maybe he's giving us a hint.
We have also supported our communities by providing thousands of pounds of perishable food items in several locations where we operate to assist our neighbors who need the help the most.
That's fine. It's perishable food items. The key word there is perishable. I know I'm tearing into this guy, but this guy here is the same guy that last year said we shouldn't be always raising the resort fees and then raise the resort fees. He said it, and it's a public conference call where it's a earnings call. Everybody gets to hear it. Hey, we got to really be careful about these resort fees. They raise the resort fees in March, like March 1st. Good timing, right? So anyways, perishable food items, meaning that it's food that was going to go bad that they were going to have to toss out for a loss. So if they donate the dollar value of that food to a food bank, it makes good business sense to do that. But it's not like it was like, hey, you know what? We're donating $500,000 to 3 Squared Food Bank. It was like, we're donating food that's going to go rotten in our freezers that we're going to take a loss on. So let's get the value for that food by donating it and having a tax write-off at the end of the year. But that's a business thing, and I don't demonize them for that, but I want to point that out to you.
We're also donating hundreds of thousands of gloves, masks, hand sanitizers to local hospitals, first responders, and charities.
That's a good thing. another good thing. That's something that I can't really say is anything other than, hey, they didn't have to do that, but they were morally obligated to do that. Right now, there's small doctor's offices, dental offices that do cosmetic dentistry. Everybody's pitching in. If you know somebody who has a doctor's office, ask them if they've donated that stuff. If you know them, reach out to them. And if you know anybody who's hoarding or stockpiling that stuff, please do feel free to report them to the federal authorities, because now is not the time to hoard and stockpile things that can save lives. Personal protective equipment, PPE as they call it.
We will continue to seek ways to give back as opportunities arise, recognizing the unprecedented circumstances we are all facing. As for Caesar Rewards, rest assured, throughout this crisis and afterwards, loyalty benefits will be an important way to express our appreciation to our most valued customers.
What they're telling you here is that if you gambled a lot at Caesars and you're worried about your comps going away, you can still get your comps, which is good. What they're also telling you is our most valuable loyal customers are already the ones that are inside of our buildings all the time. They're the people that are spending thousands and thousands of dollars per visit with us. Don't worry, guys, we got your back. Please come back to the hotels. Please come back to the casinos. Hey, Wales, I know you don't got a lot of money, but don't worry, we're going to take good care of you. Fair enough.
Recognizing these unprecedented circumstances, we have implemented the following. Number one, no reward credits will expire while our properties are closed. Number two, we're prepared to modify tier status earning requirements depending upon how long this lasts. And we will share details about these changes as we get more clarity. Number three, we will refund all 7 Stars experience credit redemptions that are or will be affected, and they will be bookable at later dates. We will also extend the date to redeem these credits.
All right, so I'm not a big gambler, and somebody tore into me in my credits and said I shouldn't have a YouTube channel in Vegas if I'm not a gambler. But all that aside, it's like if you're a 7-star person, that means you're one of their highest tiers of gamers. So you gamble a lot more than everybody else. So what they're doing is they're telling everybody, if you had some rewards and you gamble more than everybody else, don't worry. We'll take care of you on that. Please come back to the hotels. I haven't heard much about regular people that just want to visit and experience Vegas in this video. I haven't heard much about how they're going to maybe get rid of the resort fees. Maybe that's coming up in the next 56 seconds. Maybe that's the grand finale. Hey guys, guess what? We're reducing the resort fees by 50%. We're going to be giving you guys some free buffets, or we're going to give you guys some extra perks, or you can use the pool for free when they reopen for the next year, or, you know, something. Come on, something. You guys want to get good graces with us, people. Let's give something. 56 seconds. Go.
And last, number 4, we will work to reschedule events and offers you have received. We will communicate new dates when they become available. We will provide updates via video and other channels when we have more information to share throughout this difficult period. To view the updates and additional information, you can also go to Caesars.com/updates. That's Caesars.com/updates.
One last thing. They couldn't get this guy a teleprompter. Like, they couldn't go on Best Buy and buy a teleprompter. There's teleprompters, the way they work is it's a little box that sits on top of your camera. So if this is the camera, it actually sits here, and there's a mirror that, like, makes it float. Like, he's looking down. I'm obviously reading a statement. Try not to look down. Just my eyes are moving. Come on, man. Look, here's the thing, dude. When you want to be genuine with a person, you can't, like, read a script all the time. This is how politicians from both sides of the spectrum get themselves into trouble. Some politicians go off script and they're very eloquent and they can speak really, really well. And some politicians stay on script and they're very, very, very eloquent and they can speak very, very well. Look at the past few presidents all the way back into the 80s. Some of them were teleprompters, some of them weren't. But the teleprompter people came off very, very genuine and sincere and knew how to use their bodies. He's just very awkward on camera. This is probably the first time he's ever had to talk on camera, and I understand, because the first time I ever had to talk on camera, I was terrible. I don't think that video. I think that video does exist on YouTube. It's not on my channel, and it's unlisted and private, and you can't see it, and you'll never see it. But my point is this, it doesn't come off as genuine. It comes off as a bunch of business decisions to try to cater down to the people that spend the most money in the hotels. But maybe I'm just jaded. I'm extremely jaded. You can tell me maybe this guy here might be your hero, and I might have just offended you, and you might lose my channel. I might not ever see you again, but I'm going to give you my opinion. Let's watch the last 27 seconds of this video.
I want to thank you for your loyalty to Caesars, and I assure you that our team members can't wait to host you again at our properties. Until then, the most important message I can deliver to you, your family, and friends is to please stay safe and healthy. We look forward to welcoming you back. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, so that's the video. That's the video. Let's give a few final thoughts on that video, and we'll switch cameras, so I'm not talking to you on my potato. I sorely need a new webcam, but the best ones are 150 bucks, and as Tony Rodio doesn't seem to understand, there's no more money anywhere for a little while. So we're going to stop recording, and we're going to flip back out to my better camera. 3, 2, 1, better camera. All right, so I'm curious to know what you think of the statement that Tony gave. I was hoping to see something along the lines of, hey, listen, we know that there's a lot of people who are afraid about sanitization right now. We know that we made some things in the past where it was more just churn guests in and out of the rooms. We know that you guys don't have any money, a lot of you, and you're looking at your bottom dollar right now trying to figure out how you're going to pay your obligations in the next 30 days. But we are opening, and when we do open, we're going to do this and this and this and this to address all that. That would have been a good message to reach out with. That would have been something that would have been nice. And not reading, or at least reading from a teleprompter that sits behind the camera or right atop of the camera, would have meant that he would be looking down a lot less. And I know how it is to be on camera, so I don't knock him for that. I mean, it's awkward sometimes. You know, you don't always have an eloquence at first. But, you know, they could have had somebody come out with him and interview him, and it might have been more of a natural place for him. I don't know what to tell you. But that's the video. I'm going to do a news update on the news that might be happening, so we'll get some news happening and see what the news is all about. And my name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. I just thought it'd be interesting to take a look at what Mr. Tony Rodio, a man worth countless millions of dollars, was really concerned about. And it looks like his concerns are keeping people in the casinos and bringing back the big gamblers so they can turn a profit on those people. But I guess that's what it is. Sometimes businesses are tone deaf in a lot of ways, I suppose. Hopefully they don't stay tone deaf for a long time and they are listening to the voice of the actual people. I don't know that I'm the voice of the actual people, but hey, listen, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you listening to my voice. We'll get you in another video. My name's Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a full-time Vegas blogger. Now's the time for the credits. If you want to participate, be in the Patreon. You donate $1, you get in the credits. You donate $5, you get my exclusive videos. And I think I'll be doing a rant on CEOs from casinos, because nobody there will see them unless they are on the Patreon. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and click.